Cold brewing can be a great way to enjoy green tea on a warm day. Not only does the temperature of the tea stay cool and refreshing, but the flavor is also different as well. The cool water extracts less of the bitter components of the leaves, so you're left with a smoother and sweeter tea. In this video, we're going to walk you through how to prepare your own cold brew green tea at home. This is easy to do and doesn't really require that many tools. First, you're going to take a pitcher. Ideally, you have a pitcher that has a built-in strainer, but if you don't have one of these, you can always pour the leaves through a strainer later to filter them out. Set the pitcher down and then put in 5 grams of tea leaves. Our sample packs are already weighed out at 5 grams, so you can just use one of these to prepare the tea. If you don't have a scale at home, a tablespoon of dried loose-leaf Japanese green tea usually comes out to around 5 grams. If you would like a stronger cold brewed green tea, you can use double the amount of leaves and go for a full 10 grams. This may be too strong for some people, but as the cold brew method produces a milder taste profile, you may prefer it. Once you've added your tea leaves, you can then pour in 500 milliliters of cool water, or about 2 cups. This works both with room temperature water or water that has been chilled. The cooler the water, the less bitterness is extracted. Once the water has been added, you can then let the leaves sit for about 3 hours. If you really want to maximize the flavor, you can leave the leaves in overnight and then drink the tea in the morning. You can either leave the pitcher in the fridge to chill the tea slightly, or just leave it out. When the tea is done brewing, you can just pour it out through a filter and enjoy your cold Japanese green tea. Now that we've covered how to prepare cold brew green tea, let's go through some of the best teas to use in a cold brew. We've decided to highlight 5 different ones that all work incredibly well when prepared cold. The first is the Shizuku Sencha. This tea is specifically designed to make the ultimate cold brew, made by mixing sencha leaves with matcha powder. The matcha powder gives the tea a stronger flavor and a dense, cloudy infusion. Here you'll really get a taste of these sweet vegetable notes. The second best green tea for cold brew has to be the Fukumushi Yamaga. This tea has been steamed for a longer time, which further breaks down the cell membranes of the leaf, allowing more of the leaf to be extracted. That's why you see Fukumushi teas take on this deep jade green color. The deep steaming process also renders these teas smoother and in some cases fruitier. When prepared as a cold brew, you can begin to pick up on these subtle lychee berry notes of the tea. If you think cold brew teas are weaker in flavor, this might be a good one to change your mind. The next great tea for cold brewing is the Katagane Sakamoto. This tea is made by mixing the stems and leaves of the tea plant used to make gyokuro. When prepared as a cold brew, this tea begins to take on these cool cucumber notes with a hint of cantaloupe melon. Definitely a perfect cold tea to enjoy in the summertime. Next, we have the Noike Hojicha. While most may think of this rosa tea only as a hot drink to enjoy in the fall or winter, it works very well as a cold brew. When you cold brew a roasted tea like this, you get even more of the sweet coffee, chocolate, and caramel notes, and less of this wooden or smoky flavor. This was first introduced to us by the producers at Marufuku in Shizuoka, who had a big pitcher of cold brewed hojicha waiting for us when we met them. Finally, we come to the classic Gyokuro Sasahime. This is our middle tier gyokuro from Mr. Sakamoto, made by blending the Yabukita, Okumidori, and Saimidori cultivars together. Because this is a blended tea, it has a smooth complexity to it that is well extracted by the cold water. This creates a smooth, sweet, and savory infusion that we really like in the morning. Hopefully you get a chance to try at least one of these 5 teas as a cold brew at some point. Cold brewing can be a great method to learn in case you ever want to enjoy tea without drinking a hot beverage. We hope you have enjoyed this video. If you have any questions or need recommendations, please feel free to leave a comment below. Thank you all so much for watching. We'll see you next time.